Would your suit do? Do you think you'll win?
We absolutely think we win. Actually, I think Donald Trump thinks we'll win. He himself said that he is expecting that this will make its way to the Supreme Court, meaning that he expects to lose in an initial challenge. And his own Department of Justice lawyers leaked commentary saying they're expecting the declaration to be enjoined. And so, you know, I don't think his lawyers are very confident about this.
And that may be why, as you referred to, mood, that this isn't really about doing a thing, it's about trying to be seen doing a thing. Maybe why he was especially careless, as I say, even by 2019 standards. Let me play a little bit more of him today. Again, how can I say it fairly? Making the case against this being an emergency at his announcement of the emergency.
I want to do it faster. I could do the wall over a longer period of time. I didn't need to do this. But I'd rather do it much faster. The only reason we're up here talking about this is because of the election. This is one of the ways they think they can possibly win, is by obstruction and a lot of other nonsense. And I think that I just want to get it done faster, that's all.
Will you cite those comments in your court challenge?
Well, I think they're very compelling arguments for us, for sure. I don't think they support his argument as well. And we have our wonderful colleagues right now working on the complaint, and I'm sure they're listening closely to what he's saying.
Would you use them if you were filing this brief?
Oh, definitely. Donald Trump is the gift that keeps on giving for constitutional law. Like, everything he does is a hypothetical that you can put in an exam or give to your students. And this is perfect. Everything he said in this press conference completely undermines the idea that there is some kind of emergency. And in fact, the National Emergencies Act requires something more than simply wanting to be more expeditious in building a fake wall.
I want to read from something that was in the Washington Post about this National Emergency Act, because everyone's now catching up on it. This is the first time since the National Emergencies Act became law the courts will consider this core question of whether a president can declare a national emergency that does not exist by any available metric. Legal experts tell the Washington Post. That's his tweet about that. I mean, is that overstated, or is your view that nobody's ever pushed it so far that we've gotten this kind of ruling?
So the National Emergencies Act has been invoked probably about 6 times, and there are about 31 emergencies that are still on the books, but they're typically situations involving foreign governments, and the emergency steps that were taken are things like seizing foreign assets or property claims. Building a wall, reappropriating funds that Congress denied the president has never been part of that. I mean, this is a clear separation of powers issue, and it's a real threat to democracy. I mean, this is not hyperbole. This is a major power grab. Whether it's kabuki theater or not, it's a serious slight on democracy.
Well, and that's the point we're bearing down on, which is you can observe the absurdity of it, but it's still, in a very real way, with very real precedent, is something Americans have to consider. And many countries have dealt with situations where people come into power and say, maybe we need to be a little less of a democracy and a little more of a country where the person in charge just says, I'm going to do it, and the military is going to help me, and I'm going to spend money that wasn't appropriated, and what are you going to do about it? And so we're going to see. Melissa Murray, Aditu Janajaya, I'm working as a close...
Aditu Janaja.